Yeah. One time for
Sons of God, patient saints. Sons of God, at ease.
Shalom, we are Israel united in Christ, and we are out here to teach you so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indians that you are the Israelites according to the Bible.
That's right.
And that you have been lied to for far too long, and you don't know who you are. You are not Hispanic.
Right.
You are not Puerto Rican,
right.
Jamaican, Haitian, Dominican, whatever it may be that you call yourself. Those names are not in the Bible. God does not call you that. So we're going to teach you who you are. Give me that, Luke chapter 4, verse 18.
Look it up.
The book of Luke, chapter 4, verse 18. The Spirit of the Lord is upon me, because he hath anointed me to preach the gospel to the poor.
And that's what we are here to do. The Lord has called us to preach the gospel to the poor. Not only the poor with monetary value, but also the poor in spirit.
Oh, that's right.
Those that have been broken down in their mind, that suffer from depression, lack of hope, no faith, don't know what they're going to do from day to day.
That's right.
Hey, my brother, right here, down here, what's your nationality? Huh? Hispanic, or what nationality, what nation, which one? Puerto Rican, Dominican, what would you call you? Cuban, right? What does Cuban mean? You don't know.
We're all from Israel.
We all from Israel. Yeah, how do you know that? Where'd you hear that from?
Yesterday, some guy we were talking, and he told me, you know you're from Israel, right? And we started talking. That's why I'm actually surprised I see you guys, because
Isaiah 46 hey, you know, nothing happens by happen chance. It don't happen by mistake, right?
He told me this guy right here, you guys showed up.
It don't happen. I'm going to show you that out the Bible real quick. Give me that Isaiah 46, verse 10.
Look it up.
The book of Isaiah, chapter 46 and verse 10, declaring the end from the beginning.
God said, I declared the end from the beginning. So for somebody to come out here and tell you you was Israel yesterday, and then one day later, the prophets of God showed up, that ain't by coincidence.
That's right.
God said, I have called the end from the beginning. He meant for you to hear this word. What's your name, brother? Who? Giovanni. I'm Officer Zakar. You can call me Z. All right? So Giovanni, that didn't happen by happen chance. Now, he told you was from Israel. Let me show you this on the sign, because I don't know if he had this or not. But this is the sign of the 12 tribes of Israel that are in the Bible. And they all have names. You would be from the nation of Israel, which you know. But you have a certain tribe you descend from. We are all brothers and sisters. We had fathers, became tribes. So in the Bible, your name here that you was given in slavery is Cuban. God calls you Manasseh in the Bible.
That's right.
That's your God-given name. And guess what? It's in the Bible. God actually talks about Cubans, Hispanics in the Bible.
Right.
And I'm going to show you that real quick. You got it? Deuteronomy 28. I'm going to show you, 10 minutes of your time so you can learn who you are, because far too many of people who don't know we the same people, they call themselves Hispanic and they think they're somebody different from us just because of the language they speak. That's the only thing that separates me and you, because we was both conquered by who? The white man. He taught you Hispanic, he taught me English. Same people conquered us, taught us different languages, said, y'all different people, y'all don't belong together. And now we divided. Hispanics over here, you got black people over here, we think we two different people. All along, if we ever read this Bible, we would find out we all the same people.
That's right.
Brothers and sisters.
That's right.
Different colors, that's it. All praise. Let me give you some understanding. Deuteronomy 28:15. I'm gonna make it easy to be understood for you, all right? If you got questions, you let me know as I go, all right? Giovanni, right? All right, read that.
The book of Deuteronomy, chapter 28, verse 15. But it shall come to pass.
So God is speaking to the nation of Israel. All of those 12 tribes right there. We came out of Egypt. He said, it shall come to pass. This is written a long time ago. So he's speaking in the future. This is going to happen. Read on. If what? If is a big word. It got a lot of meaning. Short word. 2 letters. But he said if. Read on.
If thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Lord thy God.
So God said, in the future, it's going to come to pass if you don't listen to what I tell you to do. Where does God speak to us at? Right here in the Bible. When he says, thou shalt not, that's God speaking to us. He just wrote it down for in the latter times, in the later days of when the end's coming, you would read this and say, this is God speaking. This happened to me. He wrote it down for me in this day and age so I can read it down. So if you don't listen to God,
to observe, to do all his commandments.
His what?
All his commandments.
That's a stipulation. He said commandments. Now for you, my brother, my so-called Hispanic brother, my Manasseh brother, you was taught the religion, it was forced on you of your people, Catholicism. Catholics. Most Hispanics are Catholics. They believe in Mother Mary and the saints and the patrons and all of that type, or Immaculate Conception. Mary had a baby born by an angel. That was what was forced on you. On me, on our tribes, I'm from the tribe of Judah. That's what I would be from. On us, it was forced Christianity, which is Catholicism too, but it was more like Baptist, Seventh-day Adventist, Jehovah's Witness, Protestant. That was forced on us. But Catholicism mainly on you because the conquistadors got here in 1492. So before we ever got here, they had already enslaved you first and made you believe that Jesus looked like that. And you believed it, or else they would do what? They killed you. So it said in the future, you didn't do my commandments, because God does not deal with religion. You can't show us in the Bible where Christ said be a Catholic. Is that in the Bible? You ever read it? You read the Bible some? You ever heard of that in the Bible? No, it's not there. He never told you to be a Baptist. It's not there. Those are man-made doctrines of when they got God's word while we was in slavery. You was speaking Spanish, I was speaking English, we was in the cotton fields, we was in the caves digging out gold in Puerto Rico and Hispaniola and Cuba. They was teaching us this Bible saying, you don't have to do those commandments no more. Just believe I'm God, you'll be okay. And that's what we did. But the Bible talks about commandments. So if you didn't do the commandments, read on.
And his statutes, which I command thee this day, that all these curses, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Now, Giovanni, are curses good or bad? Would you want somebody, hey man, I curse you? Would you like that? No, right? So let me show you this. It said curses are bad things, right? All these curses are going to come upon you in the last days. Let's read one that pertains particularly to you, because remember I said Cubans are actually talked in the Bible about in the Bible, but God don't call you Cubans. He calls you Israel. Let's read verse 33. That's it. And you tell me if it's fit the so-called Jews. Read that.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 33. The fruit of thy land.
The what?
The fruit of thy land.
Now before the conquistadors got to, where's the sign at? One of these signs. Let me see it. It's the other one over here. I want to show you because we visual people. Yeah, at the bottom. Now it says the fruit of thy land. Now Cuba is right in here, right? We don't have it on the map exactly, but Cuba's right in here, right? Who came from over here to your land? Who was it? Christopher Columbus, right? And the conquistadors. It said, read that again.
Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 33. The fruit of thy land and all thy labors shall a nation.
Shall a what?
Shall a nation.
God said a nation of people. Read on.
Which thou knowest not.
Which what?
Which thou knowest not.
Question for you, Giovanni. When Christopher Columbus came to your ancestors on the land of Cuba, did they say, hola, como esta, Christopher Colombo? Did they say that? No, they did not say that at all. You didn't know who the white man was when he got there. Your ancestors actually thought he was a god, because me and you both know Hispanics have a tendency to worship idols, light up candles. So they thought that Christopher Columbus and the conquistadors was gods that came. But God said, read on,
shall a nation which thou knowest not,
a nation that you did not know about, read on,
eat up.
what?
Eat up. And thou shalt be only oppressed and crushed always.
So God said a nation that you did not know about was going to show up, eat up all the fruit of your land, and then you was always going to be oppressed from that time on. Now, before Conquistador Christopher Columbus got there, you was living with gold and jewels and all kind of fruits of the land. But when they came there, what did they do? They starved you out. They forced Spanish on you, and you didn't know who they was. And guess what? That's the Bible, right? The Bible's not a religious book. It's a history book about Cubans. And I'm going to show you out of a history book that it speaks exactly about what is said in here. And this was written after the Bible. So let's read that.
Christopher Columbus and the participation of the Jews in the Spanish and Portuguese discoveries.
All right, let's read that. Let's call the page.
Page 96. Montesinos, who possessed the manuscripts of Luis Lopez, the learned bishop of Quito, was convinced that the Peruvians,
he said, he was convinced that the what?
The Peruvians,
these are some other Spanish people, right?
were of Jewish origin.
Hold on, the what?
Were of Jewish origin.
Hold on, well, the Peruvians, right? They would be somewhere up in here too, right? South America, right? You Peruvian? Wow! Ain't that something? So read that history book again. Let's see, because what we're doing is letting you know you are the Israelites according to the Bible. You're Israelites. You ain't never been Peruvian. You ain't never been Cuban. Conquistadors told you that. Columbus told you was that. Not God. So let's read that part again.
Montesinos, who possessed the manuscripts of Luis Lopez, the learned bishop of Quito, who was convinced that the Peruvians were of Jewish origin. The view of Roldan and of Gregorio Garcia, that the Aborigines,
The who?
the Aborigines
The natives and
of America,
of where?
of America, were descendants of the Jews.
He was convinced they was what?
That were descendants of the Jews.
He was convinced that these people are the Jews that was lost.
That's right.
When he saw them in Perugia, in Cuba. Now let's jump down a little bit further.
A Portuguese Morano of Villafort, who strange to say, also called himself Montesinos, and afterwards assumed the name Aaron Levi, and for Manasseh that he had mingled in South America.
He mingled where?
In South America.
With who?
With Jews.
With who?
With Jews.
Hold on now. They're writing this in history books, but you know one thing that happens between blacks and Hispanics? We don't read books.
That's right.
When the last time you read a book, Giovanni? Every day. Well, it's good you're reading that one, but you need to read the whole Bible. And that's just the New Testament. When the last time you read a book? A long time, right? Well, let's show you what they got in history books about us. Read it again.
A Portuguese Morano of Villafort. For Manasseh that he had mingled in South America with Jews of the 10 tribes.
Jews of what?
Of the 10 tribes.
He said when he got to South America, he said that these people are the Jews of the 10 tribes.
That's right.
Known as Ephraim, Manasseh, known as Simeon, Zebulun, Gad, Reuben, Asher, Issachar, Naphtali. These are your names, the 10 tribes. So now, a history book. A white man wrote this book. Not us. Not a so-called Hispanic. A white man wrote this. He said that the 10 tribes over here, these people are descendants of the Jews. Now, history teaches us that you got here through the Bering Strait, or that you was always here, right? Let's see if that's in the Bible. Hold this book real quick. Let me get my, who got a apocrypha on him right now? Here we go. Get that one. Now I'm gonna show you in the book, in the Bible, that God specifically explains how you get to this side of America, of the world, right? Because if God is calling you Israelites, he calls you Cuba, he calls you Naphtali, he calls you Zebulon. If he's calling you that, Israelites, then obviously you would have to be from what land if you're called Israelites? What land would you have to descend from? What do you think, Giovanni? Huh? From where? Haiti? Okay, but look, I'm asking you, I'm saying, if you're called Israelites, where would you have to come from? What would be your homeland?
My homeland?
What would it be if God called you Israelite? Jerusalem. That's where you would have to descend from if your name is called Israel. So let's see.
My name's Jamel.
Jamel? What's your father? What's your father's nationality?
Cuban Nicaraguense.
Now listen to this, because he's a so-called Cuban.
They think I lived in New York for 4 years.
So you done seen us before.
They thought I was, they thought I was Muslim. My name is
But according to the Bible, you're an Israelite.
That's right.
Because God don't call you Cuban at all. Like I asked him, I said, what does it mean? He didn't know.
It doesn't say it on the Bible. It doesn't say white, black, gay, it doesn't say nothing.
It don't say that because God, what does it say?
Israelites.
Exactly right. Hey, I'm glad you know that. So now that you know that, you got to take that next step.
Knowledge is power.
Yeah, hey, knowledge is power if you do something with it.
That's right.
You don't have no power if you just know it and ain't doing nothing.
Just sit there and watch TV and you ain't getting
So guess what? You got to do what with that knowledge?
read.
You got to act on it. Get with your other brothers that know.
That's right. You can read all you want, but it's the action that counts.
Exactly right. So guess what? Hey, guess what? My Manasseh brother, I need you to put in action. All right? Hey, check that flyer out. All right? Now we getting back to this, right? Because I said I'm showing you how you got from Jerusalem all the way to America. You didn't come through a Bering Strait. You weren't always here. Let's see if it's in the Bible. Read that.
The book of 2nd Ezra, chapter 13, verse 40. Those are the 10 tribes.
Of the what?
Those are the 10 tribes.
We just read that in the history book that the white man wrote. He said that the people that were over here are descendants of the 10 tribes.
That's right.
The Israelites. Read.
which were carried away prisoners out of their own land in the time of Hosea the king.
So you haven't been in Israel for a long time. You've been gone for a long time. Read on.
Whom Salmanasseh, the king of Assyria, led away captive, and he carried them over the waters, and so came they into another land. But they took this counsel among themselves, that they would leave the multitude of the heathen and go forth into a further country.
Into a further country. You said you was going to leave this side of the world, and you was going to go into a further country. I know it looks real close on the map. Like, oh, I can jump from here to here. It might take 20 minutes to get from here. But this side of the world is actually on the other side of the world. It takes a long time to get here to here, especially by boat. Because they didn't have planes at this time, right? So it said they would leave the multitude of the heathen, read on,
and go further into a further country, where never mankind dwelt.
Where what?
Where never mankind dwelt.
So God is telling you, before you got here, nobody ever lived on this side of the earth. Nobody ever. Now, God says where no man ever dwelt. What did Christopher Columbus say? What did he call this side of the earth? What did he call this side of the earth? Do you know? He said this is the new world. He said it's the new world. Because he didn't know it existed. He really didn't know. But history tells you he didn't, but he really knew. It's a movie clip that tells you he was reading this and he knew exactly where you was. It's called The Conquest of America, 1492. So it says that you was going to go into a country where never mankind dwelt. Read on.
That they might keep their statutes, which they never kept in their own land.
So you said, I'm going to leave this side of the world. I'm going to come over here and I'm going to start over and I'm going to keep the commandments that God told me to keep, or he was going to put curses on me. But what happened in the process of time, like we always do, we reverted back to our old ways.
Right.
And guess what Hispanics started to do? Started worshiping idols all over again. Just like that. And these were some of your ways. Look at this. Here it goes right here. It showed you that once you got here, you started worshiping pagan gods. All of these frog gods, the rain god, those type of gods. And God said, you know what? I got to do it to you again. I got to do what? I got to punish you again because you have not learned. I got to put these curses on you again because you have not learned to stop worshiping other gods.
That's right.
And that's why we are here today, to try to call you out of there, to bring back remembrance to who you were before 1492. Because remember, you didn't speak Spanish before that. So what were you speaking? You don't know, because you've been disconnected. You were actually speaking Hebrew.
That's right.
That's what you were speaking. Boricua is a Hebrew word that means brave Lord.
That's right.
That's what you were speaking. But when he came here with the sword, and he said, hola, you hurry up and learn, that means hello. Or he was going to do what with that sword? What was he going to do with it? He was going to kill you. So you spoke his language so he wouldn't kill you. You worshipped his gods so he wouldn't kill you. Here, look at this right here. I'm going to show you real quick because we got pictures so you can learn. This is a Indian chief right here, right? And what is this white man who's a friar, and he's with conquistadors. What is he holding in his hand in front of him?
Bring it up.
What is that? What's he got in his hand? A cross, right? Guess what he's forcing him to become? Christian.
That's right.
He's forcing him to be that way. He's forcing him to be Catholic. Or he's going to kill him. And guess what he decided to do? He said, I'd rather die than be like you.
That's right.
That's what he said. But it said that you was going to go somewhere and keep your own commandments, right? Read on.
And they entered into Euphrates by the narrow passages of the river.
Now God is giving you exactly the roadmap how you got here. He said you came through the Euphrates, the narrow passages of the river, and you went all the way down through here, right? You went all the way down through here. Read on.
For the Most High then shewed signs for them and held still the flood.
The flood is the ocean. He held still this so you can sail across it. Read on.
Till they were passed over. For through that country there was a great way to go.
Remember, I said that this is really on the other side of the earth. It takes a long time to get here. God said it took a what?
A great way to go. Namely, of a year and a half.
God telling you exactly how long it takes to get from this side of the earth to over here on a ship by sails with wind behind you. A year and a half. Read on.
And the same region is called Arsareth.
It's called what?
It's called Arsareth.
Has anybody got the definition of Arsareth? Look that up real quick. God said that this place over here is called what? Arsareth. God said that this place is called Arsareth. You know what another word for that is? Hidden lands. Unknown lands. And guess what Columbus knew? It was called America. So God is telling you how you got from that side to over here. Because he had to kick you out for what reason? You kept worshiping other gods. Idolatry.
Right.
Lighting up candles. Let's show them what Arsareth means. Read that.
Arsareth, the name of the land beyond the great river, far away from the habitation of man, in which the 10 tribes, the who? The 10 tribes.
You see how history keeps saying 10 tribes, 10 tribes, 10 tribes. It's talking about you.
That's right.
Manasseh.
Right.
Zebulon.
Right.
It's talking about you.
That's right.
The 10 tribes. Read on.
In which the 10 tribes of Israel, of Israel,
the Israelites,
will dwell.
Will what?
Will dwell.
the so-called Hispanics and Native Americans would dwell on this side of the world. We just read that in the Bible, right? Read on.
Observing the laws of Moses.
They supposed to be doing what?
Observing the laws of Moses until the time of the restoration.
The time of the restoration is when Christ comes back again. It says you're supposed to be observing your laws. So let me get some laws real quick. Drop that and give me some laws. I'm going to show you some laws. Some more? Okay. Let's see. Bear with, because we're trying to bring back to your remembrance to who you are. Because we forgot you. Read on.
Until the time of the restoration, according to the 4th Ezra, chapter 13, verse...
That's 2nd Ezra, chapter 13.
Verse 45. Columbus identified America.
He identified what?
America with this land.
Columbus knew exactly where he was going. He knew exactly who he was going to find. Let's go to Osiris because the 10 tribes are over there and they are rich.
That's right.
He knew exactly who. He wasn't searching for India and accidentally landed over here and said, oh, these are Indians. That's what America teaches you. He knew exactly who he was coming for, the 10 tribes of Israel.
That's right.
You. And it said you were supposed to keep your own laws in your own land. Give me Exodus 20. What is today? What's the Spanish word for Sabbath? What is it for Saturday? What is it?
Saturday, sábado.
Sabado!
Bring it out.
What's today? It's the Sabado!
That's right.
And guess what? God gave the Israelites commandments to keep the Sabado. How you say holy in Spanish?
How do you say what?
Huh?
Holy.
Say what?
Holy. How do you say holy in Spanish? Because I don't spell. Remember, I was conquered by the English. How you spell sacred? Sacred. Okay, so the Israelites are supposed to keep it sacred. The Sabado, right? Because remember, we keep reading the 10 tribes. The 10 tribes are on this side of the earth. They're not in Jerusalem no more. They're on the other side of the world, waiting on the prophets to come and tell them who they are.
That's right.
The time of restoration for you to be reborn again. Find out who you are so you can come back to your God, keep his commandments. Now here's some commandments that you're supposed to do on the Sabado. Let's read it.
The book of Exodus, chapter 20, verse 8. Remember the Sabbath day.
Remember the Sabado. The Sabado. Now look, you know why God said remember it? Because you was going to forget who you are.
That's right. That's right.
Because when I asked you, Giovanni, who are you? You said, I'm a Cuban. You said, I'm from Perugia. You forgot who you are. You forgot your laws. You think you Hispanic. God said, remember the Sabbath day when you remember who you are. Read on.
To keep it holy.
To do what?
To keep it holy.
Keep it, how you say it again? Sacred? Sagrado. I'm going to get it one day. I'm going to get it, all right? I'd rather speak my own language than the language my oppressor gave me.
Right.
But the reason I'm speaking like this to you so we can converse, right? So it said, keep it holy. Read on.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work.
So God says 6 days. You got 6 days, sun up to sundown, to get as much money as you can. The first day of the week is what? If Sabado is on Saturday, what number of the day of the week is that? Sabado. What is that? 7. So Sunday is the what day of the week? The first day of the week. But Catholicism, Catholic told us that that's the day to worship God. But God said, remember what? Remember the 7th day. Remember the 7th day of the week. And do what? To keep it holy. Keep that day holy. Because you are the Israelites.
That's right.
You're not supposed to keep the first day of the week holy. That's what the conquistadors forced on you in 1492. God never gave that to you. All right, read on.
6 days shalt thou labor and do all thy work. But the 7th day is the Sabbath of the Lord thy God.
So on this day, God says you're not supposed to be working. You're not supposed to be out there working. This is where they come from.
I don't know what my ancestors' tribes are.
Right now.
I was saying that I was from Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico, okay. Now we know Puerto Rico means rich port, right? So you can't be an inanimate object. A rich port is just something that is there, right? That's not who you are. We don't know who we are. Because Christopher Columbus named you, like he named you Cuban, he also named them Puerto Rican. And it has no meaning. God, come here, let me show you, brother. God calls you Ephraim in the Bible.
That's right.
And look at this. Look at this. I wanna show y'all something. God calls you Ephraim in the Bible. Fruitful. He named a Puerto Rican. He named you that because guess what Puerto Ricans do? They have a whole lot of what? Kids. Big families, right? That they do. Okay. So it said, God calls you Ephraim because he knows you fruitful. You love your women and your women love you and y'all have a lot of kids and big families. He called you Manasseh. Manasseh means made to forget my trouble. You're made to forget trouble. That's how happy you made your father. He said, this son's going to make me forget all my pain. That's what your name is. And guess what? The name Israel, which nation you come from, it means a prince of God.
That's right.
That's why he gave you that name. You're his sons. Our women are their daughters. Your name is Prince of God. That's what it means. I'd rather be called that than Puerto Rico, Puerto Rican, a rich port. I'd rather be called that than Cuban. I'd rather be called that than Peruvian. Zebulon, I'd rather be called that. Because those names have no meaning. Those names have no direction. You don't know what your purpose is on earth.
That's right.
But God said, you Israelites, remember the Sabbath day to keep it holy. Now, Giovanni, what was your name? Juan? What's your name, brother? Harry. So Harry, Giovanni, and Juan. God gave you a commandment of what days to keep sacred. How are you supposed to dress as an Israelite? How? Because guess what? God has laws, right? Commandments. He never deals with religion. This is our way to live. How are we supposed to dress? If we are a set-apart people, we are the Israelites. God, he gave us a dietary law. Eat this, don't eat that. Worship me on this day, don't worship me on that day. He also gave us a dress code. What do you think, Harry? Well, how are we supposed to dress as Israelites?
Writing on Leviticus.
Huh?
Writing on Leviticus.
It's in Numbers. It's in the Bible. It's in Numbers. But guess what? When Christopher Columbus got here and he saw your forefathers, guess what they was wearing? We got pictures for it so you can see visually. You see this? Where's it at? Look at that one. You see this on the bottom of their shirts? You know what those are called? What we got right here? What are those called? Fringes. This is the dress code that God gave blacks and Hispanics, who he calls the Israelites.
That's right.
Because you know what? Would you just walking down the street, Juan, or Harry, Juan, or Giovanni and Juan, you dress the way you dress it, I would think you're just another Hispanic. And I keep on walking. But if you get these kind of clothes on and you walk by me, what's more than likely going to happen if you walk by and saw somebody dressed like this? And I'm not even talking about this. This is what we do, our camp guard. One day we'll wear this all the time. But all of our clothes have this on it. If you see this, you would be like, something's different about him. He don't dress like everybody else. I've never seen those things before.
When you think he's your brother?
Huh?
When you think that he's your brother?
In my mind, I know that because I know who I am. I know who you are. But a regular person just walking down the street be like, that's another Hispanic.
Yeah, I wouldn't think nothing about it.
You wouldn't think nothing about it. That's why God gave you a dress code to distinguish you from all other people on the earth.
That's right.
And let's see it in the Bible. Read that. Numbers 15, verse 37.
The book of Numbers, chapter 15, verse 37. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, speak unto the children of Israel.
You are the children of Israel. You so-called Ephraim. You're so-called Manasseh. Brother, are you from America? Judah. You so-called Judah in the Bible. You Zebulon in the Bible. Manasseh, right here, Manasseh in the Bible. So God says, speak to who?
Speak unto the children of Israel.
Speak to my sons and daughters. Read on.
And bid them that they make them fringes.
Make them what? Read on.
Fringes in the borders of their garments throughout their generations.
Forever. This is their dress code that they're supposed to have.
Right.
This is how you're going to know that these are my sons and daughters walking on the earth today. Because guess what? They don't dress like nobody else, and nobody else dresses like them. Yeah, what you got, Harry?
You know, I've always read that over and over and over and never thought about actually doing it.
Hey, guess what? Because you know why? You didn't know who you was in the Bible.
That's right.
Now, this is why we out here trying to teach you who you are, bring you back to remembrance. Because the Bible, guess what, Harry? It never meant nothing to me either. I used to read it, all the feel-good scriptures, John 3:16, for God so loved the world, oh, God is love, until I found out God called me Judah in the Bible. He called me Israel in the Bible. And then it took on a whole new meaning. This is what I'm supposed to be doing. I've been searching all my life, especially as a man. We all want to know what's our purpose in life. Is it just to wake up every day, go to work, get a paycheck, and come home and eat and watch damn Sports Center all day until I die, the Super Bowl every year? Is this why God made me? No. Your purpose on this earth is to wake up to who you are and go out and teach your people who they are. Every day, every single one of us brothers wake up with purpose. I gotta study, I gotta learn more, because my people need me. They walking around here dead, they don't know who they are. They getting shot down in the streets. Our women are becoming baby mamas. They getting whored out, they got AIDS. They living on the bottom. My people need this healing. I got to learn what it means so I can teach them.
That's right.
That's our purpose. That's your purpose as a man on earth. Wake your people up. Right.
Shalom, Israel. I'm Elder Nathaniel, Israel United in Christ. YouTube likes to shut our channels down, as some of you have noticed, ever so often. Subscribing to join IUIC will assure you will always stay connected to our YouTube accounts. We want to do our best to make sure this truth gets out. Please click and join our subscriber YouTube channel called Join IUIC to stay linked to all of our videos. So again, please make sure you subscribe to this Join IUIC channel to get your latest updates from all our YouTube channels. Shalom.